right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to July's Planning Commission meeting in Village of Vicksburg. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock exactly. Secretary Cox, will you take attendance for us, please?
Chairman Schenkel.
Present.
Zach Bishop is absent. John DeBalt. Here. Rick Manchester. Here. Don Wortella. Here. Bill Cox is here. Rachel Plankenhorn is absent. Then we have Tim Brisby.
Sitting in for Mr. Holmes.
All right, thank you. Mic seems a little high, touchy tonight, Christian. Got approval of our agenda tonight. I know I'm projecting. Approval of our agenda tonight. Trust everyone's had time to review that ahead of the schedule. Any comments or questions? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I wanted to make a note, there was a couple corrections in the agenda that was emailed out in the packet. That's why we put a new on the minutes, and those had to do with member Newman, clarification as he was absent, and with Mr. Cox being present. So that's why you have a copy in front of you.
Great, thank you. All right. Call for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Motion on the floor by Frisbee, and do we have support?
Second by Wortella.
Wortella, thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you. And we'll open up for citizens' comments. We have no citizens in the room. So we will move to the next agenda item, which is the approval of minutes. We have 2 months of minutes for approval, both May and June. Trust everyone has had time to review those, and as Mr. Mallory said, had some amendments to June's minutes as well. And call for a motion for approval of the May and June meeting minutes.
Motion.
Motion to approve minutes by Cox. Do we have support? Manchester support. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Mr. Mallory. It's yours.
Yeah, just a couple updates since we've last met. Obviously, the budget has been approved. So moving forward, we did, which the DDA and council both approved the 4 tables to be added downtown. So we've put in that order, and I'll update the council hopefully by next week at the timing of that. But New Village Hall, if you've been by it, we Thursday and Friday started framing, continued that today. We are hopeful that the trust could come in this week. If not, it might get a couple days delayed waiting for the arrival of the trust. But once the trusts are set and all the interior framing is complete, we're going to schedule tours with both the Village Council and Planning Commission, just to kind of take you in, be it that it has a shell on it. So it's come along well. Happy to answer any questions on that as we move along.
Jim, just out of curiosity, how many square feet is that new?
7,500.
75. And how much bigger than the old one is it?
Double.
Double. Thank you.
Portion of that 7,500, half is half the basement. So I don't know, the main floor would be 6,300, I think it is. So, but looking forward to that. And then an update, if you have, hopefully you've had a chance to see the involvement and participation on Wednesdays at the Berg Days of Summer, where 3 of the 9 events have taken place. We've averaged between 2,500, 2,800 people, and had real good responses on both by participants and through social media. So this Wednesday, we invite everyone down to another Berg Days events. We'll have a big bounce house for kids as well as a mechanical bull that anyone between 3 and 103 can ride. So that'll be part of this week's events. So
Is that it for the village?
that's village updates. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
We are moving right through tonight's agenda.
If we keep up the good weather, we'll have the village hall done ahead of time, right? We've been blessed with nice clear skies.
We hope to. We're about right now on the tabletop exercise, about 3 days behind schedule. But Mr. Cox, I'm sure can, building construction now. I'm hoping February we'll move in.
Good. All right. Looks like we have planning commission action items, board positions open, have been posted. Do you have an update for us on that, Mr. Mallory?
Yes, we'll continue forward. I think we're in a position for next Monday, President Frisbee to go in front of the council with recommendations. So we have had both Mr. Wertella and Mr. Balt and a couple other people put in, so we're very pleased for that and look to have that go in front of the council on July 17th.
Great, thank you. And under DDA action items, we've got an update on public improvement grant status.
Correct. No, not any action items needed, but we did extend due to a delay on some of the contractors on the last fiscal year grant approvals. So both Keith Reed and Associates, the Wood and Stitch, and Fredericks, we've extended that they could have these completed by December 1st, and we would honor the 50% commitment. We did on the Hideaway, Jaspers, and the Pottery, Mr. Smith, Veronica's, and then Ron Smith's shop have already paid out and completed. They completed their projects. So we're hopeful at the start of next week, we'll take a hard copy to the businesses for the round and probably will verbally let them know we'll do the same thing. We'll just carry forward money and give them till really December 1st of 2024, the way it is to try to get a contractor from what I'm hearing pretty consistently. But to try to solicit more people to invest in their buildings for a public benefit and have utilize this money as an incentive. So, but it certainly was used and
Jim, is the mortgage company done too?
yes, I'm sorry, you're good catch. Yes, and they've been paid by us. So,
And,
yeah, classic mortgage.
Frederick, refresh.
Yeah, it's going to be
Screen that will be revolving
on all of the windows
to.
that are the building of the Dollar General. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I believe he's working with the Historic Society at picking out the photos and that process is going on. I think out of the 3 that we've extended, that one has a chance to be completed first, and then as well as Apple Knockers if they start on the garage in back there. So. He
I think it's
no, it's gonna like start, I don't know how many windows there are, 5 to 7, and they'll start in the 1850s time period and come through to current.
Yeah,
So it'll show like a
Maybe that's
timeline
what
of
my
the
eyeball
evolution
went.
of Vicksburg. Yeah. The Wood and Stitch has either a mural for the back of their building on the alley side, or the shingled overhang. They were looking at having like an antique metal instead of the shingle look put up there. So they'll hopefully have a decision and move forward with one of those projects. So.
And you said we will be announcing the new grant?
Well, the grant's approved. I'm gonna walk them around and hand them to the business and building owners to ensure they get in their hands. And other than that, the other DDA is we put the order in, today on the tables, so. We should hopefully have those, I'm hoping by Labor Day, and we'll get the two of them go in front of the bump out by China 1 and 2 in Oswald Park.
Great, thank you. Last,
We have to stall. We can do that.
Well, one thing I can mention is, part of the goal that came out of the council's strategic plan was to move to an electronic newsletter monthly. So, we're encouraging citizens, they can sign on our website or the Berg Days section of it to input their emails, and we can have that email communication go out. You'll see, hopefully, I'm not sure if it's gonna be this Wednesday, but certainly by the next Wednesday, some sheets that'll have a specific QR code to start capturing people's emails. We're about 650 emails right now in the system, but we hope we have a meeting that kicks off tomorrow at 11, that we, within 60 days, will also add the service that citizens or people who want to know about Vicksburg can sign up with their cell phone number, and we can distribute messages directly to their cell phone. So our goal is to have that up and running by September 1st. So those two communication things will be coming out here yet this summer.
great, thank you. All right, last item on our agenda is member comments. Any comments from our members here?
I have just one comment, just to let you know, it was really nice to see the banners coming in and out of town recognizing Randy Skipper's retirement. That it was really nice to honor him that way in the town. Can you let the board know who is taking over his position?
Sure. We hired Jimmy Myers, who's about 14 years experience in the utility system. He did work for Vicksburg for just shy of 2 years, I think in 18 and 19. Has worked and been a supervisor in Portage, and very blessed. He has credentials both on the water and sewer side, so look forward to his leadership and moving forward. And we will be posting tomorrow morning an open DPW position on our website as well. So if you know people interested, certainly have them check the website out.
It's kind of nice coming into a town with a brand new sewer and water system, so he doesn't have to worry about downtown stuff happening like it used to be in December in the middle of the night, so.
We got one voter. I just want to thank this planning commission and DDA board here for what they have done with the public improvement grants, right? Mr. Fredericks came to Jim and I and talked about his vision of what he wanted there wasn't quite up to par. Could we give him more time? And what he wants to do that with that windows is exemplary. So thanks for that. And today I just saw something about Boyne City. They call it Boyne Days. I think they do like 15 times on a Friday night in downtown Boyne, and then average they draw 1,000 people. So we're almost tripling that in the first year of doing it. So maybe people are looking for the Wednesday fun and the family fun, right? This is, it's been the best thing about it, to see all the young families, these kids run around in the streets, and it's good what you all are doing, so thanks.
Yeah, I'll echo both of those sentiments. Glad to see the recognition of a long tenured staff member being recognized in and out of the village. That means a lot to this village. I'm sure it means a lot to Randy and his family. So thank you for doing that. Berg Days of Summer, I can attest. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and what we're, middle of the week, we're kind of pulling our hair out. I don't have any hair left, but we're pulling our hair out, ready to get the kids out of the house. And so it's the perfect thing to do in a very comfortable, safe environment that is just tons and tons of fun. And it's been really a great experience. One question I have, Jim, is if you've given any thought to kind of the outcomes that we're tracking. I'd be curious to see if the business owners are tracking kind of a business increase on Wednesdays. If it's a directly attributable revenue generation growth during Berg Days of Summer. I think that's really helpful information for new businesses as we continue to attract new businesses.
Yeah, and we're going to get more quantifiable data, but right now I would label it on the emotion, or because I've talked to every business owner, and on the retail side, outside of food and beverage, it's between 30 and 40% increase. And interesting, a couple things there. Each week has been a better Wednesday. I mean, the first one was up, and subsequently each Wednesday since has been up higher. And food and bev, it seems to be hitting at about over 50% increase on Wednesday traffic. The other, I think, unique thing in a couple of the point of sale on the retail side has the ability of capturing zip codes where credit card purchases and follow up. And a couple have mentioned to me how they know that now 3 weeks into it, the return visits or online purchases, they feel are a direct result for people who were exposed to the business on Wednesday. So.
Yeah, that information is great. We can obviously have a really good time and attract people to our downtown, but it's really commerce and making sure that Vicksburg is a destination for people to visit, and this is a great way to do it. So kudos.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other comments from this group?
Yeah, I got a question. Curious about the lead water line replacement and
Yes.
where we stand with that.
Right now, the project that we describe internally as north of the middle school, that entire neighborhood, it's approximately 110 lead line replacements, is right now scheduled to go out to bid probably the later fall of this calendar year for a 2-year construction window. Because of the number of projects throughout the state, so we're going to give contractors the ability to bid in 2 different construction seasons. We're still waiting to hear. We had put in to become eligible for a grant through the state of Michigan program, and we filed that in the month of May, and we should hear by the end of this month what our status is, if we're eligible for grant dollars or if it be low interest loan. And that is for running between Washington Street and Highway Street, Michigan, Michigan Park or Michigan Main, Kalamazoo, and then the subsequent east-west streets. And that, again, I think that's 118 lead lines if we were successful in receiving that money. But that's still in the application evaluation stage. So
There's a percentage we're supposed to.
it averages, it's a 20-year program that the legislation put into effect, I believe, Bill, in 2018. So it was 5% a year for 20 years, or a combination that averaged that. The first checkpoint is January 1st of 2025. We have to file a report by that date. giving an updated status how many have been done. So right now,
You're ahead of that, weren't you?
yeah, we're ahead of it, and if the one project moves forward, I know we'll be in the 30th percentile by that 2025. So.
Thank you.
Anything else from this group? All right. Time is now 7:20, and I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your summer.